Hello, adventurers. My name's Tyler.
And I'm Richard.
On today's episode, we're building a character for Heart of Daggers Hope and Fear competition. Welcome to True Strike.
Howdy, folks, and welcome back to the show.
Hi.
Today, we're building a character.
In the rain.
Together. In the rain, yeah.
Right.
If in case you can't hear that, it is raining. It's starting to rain right now.
Yeah.
There might be some ominous booms in the background. This is Florida. Our weather is erratic, if you don't know that.
Best case scenario, you can't hear it.
As people always say around these parts when you do get rain is, well, we needed it, so it's good.
Sure.
And we did need it. It was getting really dry.
We needed it. We didn't need it right now.
Yeah, we didn't need it right this very second.
Maybe 3 hours ago or in a few hours. I don't know, whatever. Either way, the show must go on.
The show must go on. Even if we're not in the same yard when we leave the shed as we were and we got into it, because it is windy out there.
Yeah.
We might just get whipped up and taken to a new
studio
location.
just ends up in a whole different city.
Yeah, could be exciting. Maybe not Florida.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah, if you haven't seen or heard yet on the Daggerheart Discord on our Heart of Daggers, they're doing a little bit of a contest.
Yeah.
A competition, if you will. They are doing a submission for characters. So they're looking to make pre-made characters that they can put in the book, Hope and Fear.
Yep.
And so what they're asking for is some quick guidelines here. They're looking for a pre-made character that is core Daggerheart content only, no homebrew, no void content, no AI generated content, 1 entry per person. And if you win, you have to be in one of the regions to Critical Role ships too.
Yep.
So.
We're doing this now, and we're going to post a link to all the information stuff if you guys want to make your own, pre-gen level 1 character to submit for this. Entry is closed on February 28th. We'll link it down below so you guys can throw your hat in the ring as well.
Yeah. So I don't really, so this was like, Tyler pitched this to me as like, hey, you should make a character.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. Cause I'm always down for making a character. I had some ideas for a bones of a character that I wanted to make anyway. Right. So this is a character that I would play in the future that
just give it to the world.
And now I can just give it to everybody. So it would be kind of cool. So I kind of already had some like very rough ideas of where I wanted to go with this. I didn't tell him any
He's
of
told
it.
me none of it. Yeah.
So he's going to hear it all kind of like off the cuff. I haven't done like any like groundwork as far as like anything other than like what I kind of already want to do, which is basically my ancestries and like heritage, and that's like it was pretty much it. Like I know what class I'm going for, kind of. At least I have an idea of what I want to do. Subclass I have no idea, so we're gonna workshop this one.
Yep. He's gonna say some things, bounce it off me, and we'll see how it
Together.
goes.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna make a character, and he's gonna help me out a little bit. But yeah, anyway, you can come to the website here. It'll tell you the rules for it, and then you can use their character creator, which is actually what I'm going to do here because I haven't used this character creator. So I have no idea what to expect here.
It's like a 2-in-1.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm used to sitting down with, like pen and paper, and I print off all my character sheets, and then I go through and I fill everything out. I got the trusty book here with me. So I'm going to try not to crack the book because I want to try and do it all on this character creator and see like how well it works. Because that's one good thing I'd like to see is like if there's anything that I dislike about this character creator.
Yeah,
right?
I see you've already got some cards here laid out.
I do. I did bring out some cards and I flipped them over so we couldn't see any of them. Yeah, so these are like the bones of this character already here because while I am using the character creator, I like these cards. So I wanted to have these cards out. So yeah, I do have some cards out here that are going to be these stacks. So this one right here is the classes. This is going to be the domains that go with that class. So these here are my communities. And right here is ancestry.
And you've already got it narrowed down to 2, it looks like.
And I've got it narrowed down to 2.
Okay.
There's 2 ancestries here. So I guess any reason not to just get started with this little party?
Let's go. Yeah.
What else do you want to know?
You're looking at the character creator. You've got all that pulled up on your side and things.
Yep.
What is this? Where are we starting with?
So it's interesting. It doesn't start where I would start. So it starts off getting started with name and level and pronouns.
Okay.
So not where I would normally start,
Right.
because I would start way further down, because like the stuff that I'm more interested in when I'm building a character first is I start to think about heritage,
Mhm.
right? So heritage is like the number one thing that I build first with. So my ancestry and my community.
Yeah.
That is number 5
That's wild.
on this list.
Name is the last thing I give a character.
That exactly like the number 5. So like starting with name is 1, and then you have class is 2, subclass is 3, traits is 4, and then we get to heritage.
Wow.
Like that's wacky to me. But you know, I mean, I guess this is how they do it. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the way they're doing it. So I'm not going to skip ahead to 5, and we're not going to talk about my heritage yet. So we're going to start where we start. And I'm going to give you the name of this character.
Have you named them?
And the pronouns that they use. Spoiler alert, I had some ideas for names, and it is so the name that I thought of, and I did this to a friend of ours, Garrett, in one of his games. And I named my character a scientific name based off
Arcostomata Laurier stuff.
Exactly, based off of one of my the ancestry, which I happened to do a fairy, and it was going to be a beetle style fairy, and I found a beetle that I really liked that I kind of themed him after, and I named him after the scientific name for the beetle, so Arcostomata, and then Laurier because he was very fancy.
He was very fancy.
And I liked making
his dying
Garrett
breath
say Arcostomata Laurier multiple times,
Yeah.
which was fun. So I already had an idea of a name, and it's based somewhat on the scientific name, if not the old world scientific name of one of the ancestries that's over here. So spoiler alert, you're about to be able to guess instantly by hearing this name what the ancestry is, because I know you and I know how you are with scientific names of animals.
Yeah.
So
I
the
know none of
name of my character is Rentopia.
Oh, Rentopia. Okay.
Rentopia. Yeah.
So he's a rhino with a top
But
hat.
instead of starting with an R, like the scientific name Rentopia,
Oh,
I'm starting
obviously.
it with a W.
Yes, like Ren.
Like Ren, get
Yep.
it? Rentopia. So yeah, now you know my ancestry.
Yeah, of
because you
course.
know Rentopia, the scientific name.
Yep.
Spoiled.
You ruined it
and
all.
Now you know what's underneath
Yep.
these cards.
I didn't realize rhinos were an ancestry in Daggerheart yet. Let
So,
alone
yeah.
core. I must have forgot about
Rentopia
that.
is the name that I went with. So a little bit of a play on the scientific name of what you'll hear in the future. The pronouns I chose were they, them.
Okay.
And they are a level 1 character, obviously.
Yeah,
'Cause we're
they have
starting
to
at
be.
level 1. They have to be. So yeah, Rentopia. So number 2, we get to pick our class. So this is kind of where I was going through and like, so when I look at this is where it gets tougher for me too.
We're on
because
step number 2.
I have
Rentopia was easy.
Yeah, it was easy.
class
Rentopia
is
was
difficult.
easy. This might be a spoiler too. When I pick the class, you're gonna immediately it just ties right.
Well, I mean,
in,
I already
right?
know
Yeah.
based off the scientific name.
I tend to play a lot of the same stuff, like
don't we all?
rogues and stuff like that, and like something like a seraph. You know, the last game I tried to kind of veer away, and the last character that I made was a wizard. Because like I don't play a lot of just like straight up casters a lot of times.
Never. Yeah.
And I was kind of looking at the list and deciding where I was going to go. And I've done a lot of stuff like this. But I chose to go with sorcerer.
When you say the last time, you mean when we did our like Halloween one
Our
shot?
Halloween one shot. I did a
Okay.
wizard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess that's not really the last time.
I was
but,
I was thinking, I was like,
the last time we made one forward facing to people.
What?
How about that? Yeah, I went with wizard. But this time I'm going with sorcerer. Because I don't know, I just like I feel like I like the idea of this whole like elemental force magic kind of a thing.
No, it's rad.
Yeah.
Sorcerers are rad. They're super, super cool in Daggerheart. It's just funny though, because you mentioned, you typically lean one way or the other with these characters, and Sorcerer's not one I picked for you.
Exactly, and that's why I'm kind of like maybe I'm just gonna veer off. I want to pick something that I'm not like I guess I'm not comfortable with. I guess I would say
Sure.
like something that I just don't know like immediately like a build that I want to go to, because immediately now I've got got like choices, right? So I'm picking sorcerer. I choose sorcerer, but now I have to choose elemental origin or primal origin.
I feel like you've already made up your mind.
I don't know. No, this
you were
one is
just
difficult.
talking about wanting to go lean more elemental.
Yeah, well, more elemental, but then the idea of like this primal force, right? Of like, I don't know, like the
pitch me your positives and negatives for both.
So elemental sounds cool, right? Because obviously like elemental powers, like, you know, and I automatically am like kind of like leaning towards water, right? You know, because of Rentopia.
Yeah.
So
of course.
Like, I automatically lean water a little bit.
Yeah.
But like the primal nature of things, I think is a little bit more appealing because I would automatically go elemental. So now I'm leaning into that whole like
you just want to push against your nature.
Push against your nature. Like choose something that you wouldn't normally choose. And that's why I kind of like lean towards the primal origin. I don't know. If you were building a sorcerer, which one would you go with?
Between these two, obviously I would be going elemental.
You'd be going
because,
elemental.
You know, the water thing with the whole Rentopia, I'm leaning into the theme.
Leaning into the theme. Okay, yeah. No, I think I don't know. It's tough.
But at the end of the day, this is your character.
It is tough. Yeah.
And it's the funny thing that we've kind of left out here right now, where, you know, you're trying to build this character against the grain and the way you normally don't build characters. It's the character you're not going to play.
We don't know that I'm not.
Because you're throwing it into the void.
I'm throwing it into the void for other people to play. But this is a character that I do want to play, right? Okay. Because that's like when I immediately, like when you said build a character, it didn't start from nowhere.
So is this a character you're going to play one day?
Of what they look like. Oh, I would definitely play this character. Okay. Like if this character is going to be at the very least an NPC upcoming in a game.
I feel like you need to commit to playing this character at least in a one shot.
But I would definitely play this character in a one shot because I do like I want to see this character actually play.
Ooh, you know what we should do?
What?
So we've I'm throwing you a curveball. We've talked off camera about, and maybe it was on camera, who knows, everything blurs at this point, where, you know, we want to run a game at Gen Con for somebody or some people, obviously. We want to do an event where we run a game of Daggerheart at Gen Con, and we were talking about making our own pre-gens for it as episodes of the podcast. And then people could come in and pick one of the ones they've heard us talk about. This should be one of those characters.
I mean, it definitely can be.
This could be the very first character that we're making for that, is like part of that series.
Okay, I like it.
So there's a lot on the line here, Richard.
Well, so spoiler alert, I will also want you to make a character for this contest. I think you should.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be like in an episode or anything like that.
No, of course.
But if you wanted to make an episode, we totally
Spoiler alert. What do you mean spoil? Oh, by the time that episode went live, it'd be past the date.
Well, no, I was going to say like at the end, you know what I mean? Like I was like going to be like, oh, and now you should do this too. But
I'm looking at the clock.
We're not there yet. Oh yeah. Okay, so I am going to go with primal. Primal foundations manipulate magic. Your primal origin allows you to modify the essence of magic itself. After you cast a spell or make an attack using a weapon that deals magic damage, you can mark a stress and do one of the following: extend the spell or attack's reach by 1 range, or gain +2 bonus to the action roll's result, or double a damage die of your choice, or finally hit an additional target within range. These are all really solid. This is cool. I like this choice.
So you're going?
I think I'm leaning. I think I feel like it further supports my choice to go with primal origin.
Okay.
I like it. All right, we're gonna hit next. Next we have traits. So on the traits page, it tells you basically your evasion score. Actually, I should have kind of led with that. During all this, at the top of it, you have your evasion, which right now is at a 10, armor score, which is at a 0, hit points is 6, stress 6, proficiency 1, and then you have your actual points, like your points over there. Those are all blank. When you get to the traits, you can set recommended class traits. So it will give you the recommendation based on whatever the class that you chose, the subclass that you chose, essentially. And if you do that, it'll automatically fill in all your stuff around the top. So if I click that right now, it gives me a +0 to agility, a -1 to strength, a +1 to finesse, a +2 to instinct, a +1 to presence, and a -0 to knowledge. And then you can obviously just move this around however you want. So this is like customizable. But if you just want to go with what they say, this is an easy way to go with what they say. I'm going to change this slightly.
Ooh.
I'm going to change this slightly because of this character and what they look like, and a little bit more about like them as a person. And we are going to make the agility, I think. This is interesting because I don't want to be a -1 strength, right? I would rather be a flat strength. But do I want to give up that agility, right?
Right.
That's the real question. And presence, I think, is pretty important for them as well. So I'm not going to give up presence. Finesse is an interesting one. What if I gave myself a... So this is where it gets interesting. Like, do I give myself a negative in agility, or do I give myself a negative in finesse?
Okay.
That's the question.
I'm saying, what's your modifier for yours?
So my main is instinct, and my modifier is instinct. So we're good, right? So we're good on that.
Just want to make sure. All right, and we're going to think about.
So I'm thinking about
weapons at some point.
Exactly.
I'm trying to think ahead, right? Like, what are we going to take away from? Where are we limiting ourselves?
Yeah, where are we limiting ourselves? I don't necessarily need a plus in strength, so I'm thinking like maybe the 0, but that gives me a -1 to agility, and then I'm like, do I want that -1 in agility, or would I rather have that -1 in finesse? That's really what it comes down to, because we're gonna make one of those a kind of a dump
is your
stat.
dump,
yeah, one of those is gonna be a dump, and right now the dump is in strength, and I don't want it to be in strength for reasons.
No, I assumed I wasn't going to push. I had a feeling. I mean, I figured as a water rhino,
all right,
you're probably going to be pretty strong.
What we're going to do is we are going to take our strength, we're going to take our finesse, we're going to take our agility. We're going to make our strength a +1. We're going to make our finesse a dump. We're going to make our agility a +0.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Going with it. So we're not using the recommended class traits, because that's not what we do at True Strike. Do we make characters that are broken? Sometimes, but usually in a bad way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not in a bad way, not in a good way.
It's because it's fun, not because it's a smart move.
Exactly. All right. So now we have that. So we have agility 0, strength +1, finesse -1, instinct +2, presence +1, knowledge +0. Good. I feel good about this. We hit next. And now we get to heritage. So heritage, we've got community and we have ancestry. So for community, this one is interesting. Do I do this one before we do ancestry? That's the real question.
Why not?
Because I'm kind of leaning towards being wildborn.
Okay.
Right?
Or you think that leans into your primal origin?
Or seaborn. So these two,
water rhino, forgot about
these two. Yeah, exactly. So seaborn and wildborn are the two that kind of jump out at me. So I'm going to go ahead and set those two aside.
Yes,
and then we're going to talk about ancestry.
Now I'll say, are you taking is this all for flavor, or are you taking like the perks you get for each into account?
This is all for flavor. We don't take perks into account. What are you talking about?
I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
All right. So what we have here is 2 ancestry cards. Which one will it be? Well, I already told you the scientific name.
Yeah.
So the obvious answer here is that it's both.
Okay.
Because we're doing a mixed ancestry.
Right, of course.
Do you have any guesses as to what this mixed ancestry is?
Actual guesses?
Yes.
Outside of water rhino?
Real guesses outside of water rhino.
I would say this is probably a...
Hit me.
No, you're good at this. You're too far.
You're good at
too
this.
far away.
You know what it is. You search deep within inside your soul.
Sure. This is obviously part fairy.
Okay. Part what?
Part Qatari.
Part fairy, part Qatari. You are wrong on both those accounts.
Dang it.
All right. So part 1 is a ribbit.
That was basically the same thing.
Part 1 is a ribbit.
I didn't think you were going to go basic like a ribbit.
Part 2 is a giant.
Giant ribbit?
This is a giant ribbit. So this is what we're going with here. Is a giant ribbit. So Rentopia specifically is, this was the old world scientific name for a specific type of toad, actually. Right? And this is the yellow spotted climbing toad. It's one of my favorite looking toads, I guess I would say. They're very unique in their look. Number one, they get gigantic. I
see where we're going.
Not as big as like a cane
Pac-Man?
toad or like a river toad. If you've ever seen river toads, I mean, they're like massive, big dudes, right? So yellow spotted climbing toads, they're arboreal. They live in like trees and stuff like that. But they're like about this big or so. The males look kind of boring, but the females, I'm going to show you a picture of one of them so you can see what they look like. They are really, really cool. And you don't have to Google it. I'll describe it to you. But the females are almost like a tealish color, like a mint, with yellow spots, like all over their body. Oh, trust me, Nicole wants them. 100% wants them. But yeah, they're really, really cool looking. They do get kind of large. They don't get giant, but they do get kind of large. So we are going with that. So this is where it gets interesting on this part. We can't choose mixed ancestry in here.
Really?
So when I come in here, oh wait, there's a toggle. Haha, you can choose mixed ancestry. There is a toggle. I was wrong. So you have to do the toggle first. So once you do the toggle, I can select giant, and I'm assuming it's going to show me both the features. Where is it going to let me select my feature choice is really the question that it comes down to. So let's do them both. So let's do giant and let's do ribbits. Okay, so once you pick both of them, then it gives you all of your features. So you can select your top feature and you can select your bottom feature. So this is cool. So obviously we're going to go with giant endurance for our top feature, which gives us an additional hit point slot at the point of character creation. So I've selected that, which immediately updated my hit points at the top of this page.
Nice.
Very cool. And then we are going with long tongue as our bottom, because that's the cool one. I like it. Now, I thought about going the other way. Amphibious is the top trait for ribbits, and the bottom trait for giants is reach, which is really good.
Very good,
especially if you were to, like, I started to think about that with like primal origins. So you have reach, right? Now, if you use your primal trait to manipulate magic, you can hit an additional target within range. That's powerful. Or you can do extend the spell or an attack's reach by 1 range. So with a giant, that seems like pretty OP. Like that's really, really good. Being able to like hit extra stuff and all that stuff. But having a long tongue is more fun.
I was going to say, all of this at the end of the day is just you having more fun.
Yeah, having more fun. So yes, so we're going with the top trait of giant, and we're going with the bottom trait of ribbit. So we got the tongue, and we got that extra hit point. So I do like that mixed ancestries is an option, and that they're all in here. And I like how it handles everything. I like how it auto updates too. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Didn't you make didn't you dump finesse?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
You're not so good at the tongue thing.
That's fine. It's still there.
It's still there.
We're fine. We're fine with that. We're fine with that. So after heritage, we have character information. Where in here do we talk about what our character looks like? Just because I'm curious. So
we should have a character description at some point.
Yeah. So I'm actually not.
Is that going to be towards the end?
So if I go to, so we're on heritage right now, right? If I go to the next slot, which is number 6, which is character info, we have our background questions, which are already filled out based on, I'm assuming, the class that we chose in the subclass, which is kind of cool. And then we have our experiences. And then after that, we have equipment at 8, which means we're missing 7. And then it goes to domain cards, 9. So 7 is not here.
Oh.
I wonder where 7 is. Does 7 only appear when you fill in the information from 6?
Let's find out.
Yeah, I guess we're going to find that out, because that is an interesting omission. So for all these, just so you know too, you can skip around. So like you at the bottom of every single one of these things that we've done, we've hit next and gone to the next one. But from the top of this page, like if I want to go back and change something in my subclass, I can just click the subclass tab and it'll go backwards and I can change whatever I want. Same thing with heritage, I can move around. So I appear to be able to move around at will throughout this sheet, with the exception of 7. 7's not even a heading. Like it's not even grayed out. So either it's missing completely or it's going to magically appear when I hit next at the bottom of this. So I don't know. We'll see.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out together. But first, I can't leave this page because I have to choose whether or not we're doing Wildborn or we're doing Seaborn. So what I'm going to go with is not Seaborn. I think I'm going to go with Wildborn. Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with Wildborn.
I was leaning the same way.
Oh, you were? Okay. That's good. I like it. Yeah, I like Wildborn. Why don't you read our ability there?
Yeah. So with Wildborn, I know you mentioned you weren't worried about abilities at all, but I mean, you're getting it.
I'm getting it.
You're getting Lightfoot. Your movement is naturally silent. You have advantage on rolls to move without being heard.
I like that. I think it's kind of cool actually, because being an arboreal species is kind of cool.
He's such a nerd.
Being an arboreal toad.
Like the layers of like Richard's nerdom.
Jumping around in the trees, right? Yeah. So being able to like glide from branch to branch kind of in the trees and being like super quiet, it would be kind of cool. I think that's neat. I like it.
Super neat.
All right, so background questions. First one. Okay, so we have background question 1. What did you do that made the people in the community wary of you? Okay, number 2, we have what mentor taught you to control your untamed magic? And I don't like the way these text boxes are made. So you have a question in here, but it's longer than is the text box.
Okay.
And I can't actively like scroll to the side.
Oh, so I don't like that.
I think the only way that I can do this, is to just go in there and like type over. It's not word wrapping or making it bigger. So the question is longer than the box. So that's just a web formatting issue.
Yeah.
So not a huge
we
deal.
are on iPad OS.
Yeah, I am on iPad OS. So there's
maybe
that.
It's better suited for desktop.
So it's a little bit difficult to read the question without having to go back and forth. But it says, what mentor taught you to control your untamed magic? And why are they no longer able to guide you? And the other one is you have a deep fear. You hide from everyone. What is it? And why does it scare you?
Yeah, and part of this is part of their submission must include and everything. They do want you to have background questions, all three answers, 2 to 3 sentences each.
Yes. So okay. So they want like more in-depth background here. I guess for character building, that's fine. I like all this. So what did you do that made the people in your community wary of you? So I like the idea that the second question talks about like untamed magic, right? So I say we do something like, let's do something tragic. Let's get some tragedy out of this.
Already?
Yeah, let's get some tragedy.
I like how everything else so far has been for fun. And then you're like, let's make it sad.
yeah. You have let's have some tragedy here. So something that made the community wary of me would be I probably had a sibling, right? And we were being trained of like the magics, right? So they were probably an elemental, and my magic was unstable because it was of primal origin.
Sure,
right? I like that.
Are you one of the only people in like your community that your magic's go in the other direction?
That's not elemental. Right. Yeah. So it's not elemental. So mine is like this untamed magic. And that's not common in our community. It doesn't happen. And let's say that during like a training session, my magic basically unleashed and killed my sibling.
That's awful. It's so tragic.
Yeah.
For the fun frog character.
So let's say that, like, it killed my sibling. So my magic was untamed.
Question.
And unlike the rest of the village, or the tribe.
I know you're both siblings and stuff. Is everyone in your tribe like this mixed ancestry? Or are you...
So yeah, here's
Are you an outlier? Is one of your parents not the same parent as your sibling.
No, I think that we're all like this.
Okay.
And I guess I should, because I already kind of described what I looked like.
Mhm.
So I am a giant and a ribbit. We needed to come up with a name for this.
How tall are you, too?
So that's what I was going to get at.
Ribbit.
Yeah. So we're not at that question yet because we haven't gotten there yet. But we're going to have to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, this is going to come up.
It's going to come up. I'm going to wait. We're going to wait. Because we have to have this. We're not at that part. We can't skip ahead to it.
It's helping me picture stuff for your backstory.
We can't skip ahead to it, though. It's not on the thing. Stop skipping
you just
ahead.
Told me you can skip around.
We're not skipping. Not this one. The rest of them you can skip around to. This one they don't let you skip to. All right, we're gonna fill it. I have to fill this out, otherwise it's not gonna let me go forward. So
I mean, you could always just, shorthand this for now.
Well, I have to type something in it. Well, the next button won't even
give it a legoop.
So it's saying untamed magic killed my sibling.
Yep.
But I'm going to go more into this in the background because obviously, it was untamed magic from my primal origins versus the elemental origins of the tribe killed my sibling. What mentor taught you to control your untamed magic, and why are they no longer able to do so right now? So we're going to say that this would be our mother was teaching us to wield our magic.
Even sadder. Cool.
Right. So our mother was the one that was teaching us to wield our magic.
How old were you?
I wasn't, I didn't have my tail anymore. So
such a nerd.
I was probably like in my, actually, I don't know the age ranges of giants and ribbits. I have no idea what the norm is for either of those ancestries. But we're going to say equivalent to teenage years is what we'll say.
Okay.
We'll say equivalent to teenage years. So what mentor taught you to control your untamed magic, and why are they not able to do so anymore? Right. So the idea is it was my mother that was training the both of us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because primal magic isn't normal in our tribe. And this was like where it came out that it wasn't elemental magic. And not because I killed my sibling, but because I'm of primal origin, I was shunned from the entire community.
100 years for ribbits, 75 for giants.
Okay, so we could say like I was in like my like late teens. Yeah,
sure.
We'll say I was in the late teens. That's not bad. But yeah, they can't teach me anymore because she can't speak to me and I can't speak to her. Like, I can no longer return to my community. Like, I have been completely shunned and I had to leave. I was forced to leave.
Yeah.
And that's why. So that's why I can't. So shunned from community.
I guess I'll just take this community card away.
Maybe I should become a wander now.
Things are changing so quickly.
I know, right? I mean, I was wild born, All right. What deep fear do you hide from everyone? And why does it scare you? So we're going to tie this right back into the whole reason why I'm here. And my deep fear is that I'll never be able to control the magic properly. And that it's going to kill more people that I care about in the future if I let anyone close to me.
Yeah, lose control again.
Losing control.
It's like a hurricane outside.
It's like elemental magic out there.
Yeah, with a hint of primal. It's getting wild.
All right, so before we can move on, it wants experiences.
Okay.
So we got 2 experiences. Experience 1, so both of these will start off at a +2.
That's one of the changes I'm so glad they changed from like the beta and stuff.
That you have 2 experiences that are at 2.
At 2 instead of a 1 and a 2.
Instead of a 1 and a 2. Yeah, I like that a lot. Mm-hmm. I think it just makes it I think it makes it more fun to come up with cool experiences and not feel like you have to use one over the other.
It's the same cost for both.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I need to lean towards this one. It's the +2.
Because it's the +2, and
right.
I think it subconsciously makes people metagame, I guess. Yeah. So one of them is going to go back to my description, which we're not at yet. Mm-hmm. And I can't tell you. So I'm just going to say this one is I'm always watching.
Oh. Are your eyes like on the side of your head that see everywhere?
And we'll talk about that one when we get to it. So that's my first experience. I'm always watching.
Okay.
And we'll talk about how that relates to my character. Experience number 2. I don't know about this one. This one's tough. I could lean into like the idea of being like quiet with my movement and stuff like that, but I already have that on Wildborn, right? So I don't really need to do anything there.
Do you want to lean into the nature of your magic?
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I think it should probably be something more as relates to like primal magics, right?
Untamed magic, untamed power.
Or everything that I've kind of been like leaning into, including the I am always watching, is leaning more towards my ribbit foundation of ancestry.
Yeah.
So what if I lean more into into more of like the giant thing, which is kind of why I went with the strength, right? Because I'm big.
Like larger than most.
I'm not a small ribbit, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big ribbit.
Big boy.
Yeah. I'm a big one. So maybe the experience should lean something into more like that. Trying to think of like how to name something like that, right? Like something that kind of like reinforces the whole like just gigantic nature and strong nature of being like a giant, essentially.
Yeah.
I don't know, like what we see, like a movable force or something.
That's the thing,
like,
is like you gotta.
I am the rock.
This is the metagaming, right? Like the.
Well, so I'm trying not to like overly metagame, right? Because that's the problem with experiences.
Well, that's the fun part.
That was the hard part of experiences.
Try to word it.
Well, yeah, you want to try and word it to be like fun, but like
flexible.
You also don't want it to be like too flexible. Right?
Why? Super
because
flexible.
You don't
Why
want
not?
it to be like where it can be used in any situation.
Yeah,
right?
but at the same time, I mean, you still are going to spend hope to even use it.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like I think this is the hardest part of every time I've had new characters, like people making new characters at a table, is whenever we get to experiences.
You want to kind of focus it in a bit yourself?
I think I like to focus it in a little bit more, just me personally speaking, because like that's what I like. I like to hone an experience down to like be a thing, which is why I really like experiences that come from leveling. Right? Because I love that idea of looking back at your character and everything that you've done and trying to like decide what those experiences shaped it like you into as a character.
Yeah, that's why I like the experiences that kind of focus in like a scar almost.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff that
shaped
I like.
who you are as a person. So what giant things, related things, if you're trying to go that angle, have shaped who you are as a person?
Well, that's what I think it would be like my strength, which is why I kind of like went into the strength a little bit higher instead of making it a dump stat like you would normally do with a sorcerer. So like I'm thinking of like something that like more is representative of me as like strength. So that's why I was kind of thinking of like I am the rock. Right? So like that kind of like, like you're not just a flimsy little thing.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going with it.
He is the boulder.
Oh, I like that better. We're going with that. It autocorrected to boiler.
Oh, it's. I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, it's all about the same thing. There's something in here without boiling a frog.
All right. When you hit next, it skips right over 7. 7 doesn't exist. It goes to equipment. So 7 doesn't exist in this character creator. I don't know why. I'm assuming 7 should probably be the description of your character. And it does not exist here.
Interesting.
Weird.
Well, when you post this on Discord, you'll just have to make sure.
I'm gonna want to check this on desktop later and see if it's just like a mobile issue.
Sure.
Because maybe it's not there, but it legitimately goes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. So we're completely missing 7.
Interesting.
So I guess I'll just describe my character to you as is. So as a rivet, I am approximately a little bit over 8 feet tall.
Okay.
So much taller than your standard rivets. I am taking a giant trait though of being a Triclops, and I have 3 eyes.
Nice.
So I have 2 eyes on the side, and then I have 1 eye front and center. So what you can envision here is an 8-foot, kind of like a mint green toad. The skin is relatively smooth, like tiny little bumps, but not like standard toad skin, like you're kind of used to seeing like bumpy toads. So these guys are a little bit more. They have like more of a skin texture closer to a frog looking, honestly. And they have like these yellow like splotches, not like spots, like completely circles, you know? They're kind of like amoeba shapes almost, like kind of like all over their body. The females actually look like that. The males are ugly. They're like brown. Like reddish brown. That's it.
Not fun.
Done. So specifically, I look like the females. I'm the female species of this look, essentially. Okay. So if you Google a yellow spotted climbing toad and you see an ugly brown toad, that's because it's the boys, and that's how nature works. And the boys are ugly.
Gross.
Girls are pretty. So yes, so I'm, like I said, I'm about 8 foot tall, kind of mint colored skin with these like yellow spots, and they have like almost a like kind of a yellow green ring that goes around the spots that kind of like borders around it.
Nice.
And then I have 3 eyes, so I'm a triclass, or a trode, if you will, because it's a giant and a toad, giant ribbit.
You've been
trode.
Workshopping this one, huh?
It's a trode. So yeah, that's what I look like. So I'm assuming that would be my description, which would be 7, which doesn't exist here. So we're going to gloss over that, and it goes directly into 8, where we choose our equipment. So when you get to here, there is another toggle here. So you can actually choose a class suggested weapons and armor. I'm curious as what it's going to give me, so I'm going to go ahead and click that. Also, I should go back in time a little bit and let you know that a lot of these have homebrew toggles. Which I guess will let you allow access to homebrew content.
Right. Which they don't for this.
Which they don't allow it for this contest. Mm-hmm. It is interesting that it's allowed here. I am interested as to why we have a toggle for homebrew, but none for void content. And maybe that's something that they will add in the future. But right now there is no toggle for void, so there's only a toggle for homebrew equipment. So if I toggle use class suggested weapons and armor, it suggests that I use a dual staff and that I wear gambeson armor.
Yeah.
So gambeson armor is flexible, so it gives you a +1 to evasion, which is pretty good. And then the dual staff is a 2-handed, far instinct-based magical weapon that does D6 +3 magic damage. Now, obviously, you can change this to be whatever you want to. So you can click that, and you can go through and you can choose. It gives you an option of all of your tier 1 weapons. So it's very easy for you to change all this. Honestly, a dual staff and gambeson armor is where I was going to go with this build anyway at level 1. Because I do like gambeson armor. It gives you an armor score of 3.
Nice flexibility, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The base thresholds are 5 and 11. And like that's pretty decent. So essentially I will actually start with a 6 and a 12 because you get +1 to each of those. So that's really good. Like that's nice all around. And that +1 to evasion is probably going to help a lot being a squishy little toad.
That's the thing. And I'm assuming you're going to attempt to be farther back some of the time. And
some of the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this is actually not a bad suggestion. So the dual staff and the gambeson armor is a pretty solid choice. Like cool. Overall, I like that. So I don't think that I need to change any of that, you know? Yeah. I like all this. And then after that, you go down to your starting items. So right now it tells you that you start with a torch, which is required. 50 foot of rope, required. Basic supplies, required. And now I can change gold. So you start with 1 handful of gold. They allow you to change this. So you can change this number. Mm-hmm. I want to be rich. I'm going to be rich. And then they allow you to choose a potion. So in here, we'll go in here and we can either choose a minor health potion or a stamina potion. We're going with health potions because I plan on getting hit. And it's, you know, I don't want to die. Class item required to choose one of these. So we have a whispering aura or a family heirloom. Interesting. Mm-hmm. We're going with family heirloom because the only thing that was left of the smoldering pile that was my brother when I killed him.
This is the way you were going to go. And if you didn't say it, I was going to suggest it.
Was his amulet that was on the ground.
All right, I thought you were going to say like his foot, but no, we're in the same direction.
No. I have characters that would have worked with.
It was his tail. He never dropped it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like one of my last characters carried around her rotted finger for a long time.
See?
The one that I bit off.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Exactly. I didn't know if I would need it in the future. You know what I mean? It never came up, but you know,
yeah,
it
you never
could have.
know.
It could have.
You need a finger sacrifice for this spell.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, we're going with the family heirloom. Like I said, the only thing that was left of my my little brother. We have spell carrying item, if applicable. So we can have a focusing orb, a tomb, or a reliquary. So you only fill this out if you need a focus implement for your type of magic.
Yeah.
So I would think it would be something like a wizard, right? Having a spell book or something like that.
I mean, you're going this very primal origin.
But yeah,
style.
we're going with primal
just
origin.
from your guts.
So yeah, it's just coming from my guts, my toad guts. And then you have other GM approved items. So this would just be anything that you talk to your GM about that you want to include with your character. So you can do that.
Won't be using that here.
We won't be using that here. So I can go ahead and click next. Click next. And next brings me to the domains. So this is really cool how automatically you jump in. And so it says your domain cards, you can search domains, but it automatically pulls up your 2 domains, which I already have down here. But I wasn't sure how this website was going to work, so I went ahead and pulled the tier 1 cards for the 2 domains that were in here, Arcana at Midnight. So you actually get to see each of the cards. So like on Arcana, you don't get to see the physical card itself, but you see a drop-down list. So it says Arcana-Rune Ward. So the very first Arcana.
I was going to say, I assume they probably don't have the
right
official art.
So the official art
Daggers.
is not on here.
Yeah.
So the artwork of like the banner on the card is on here, which is really cool. So like you have that little banner over Arcana, and then you have the banner over Midnight. And then, like I said, you can bring a drop-down list that allows you to read all the information on the card itself. So you can just pull that down and read it. And then it lets you go ahead and choose your cards. So it says you can pick any 2 cards of your level. So these are my choices. I don't know that I really want any cards from Midnight at all.
Oh.
So if you're unfamiliar with Midnight, so you think like, I guess I would say, oh my God, I'm starting to throw my keyboard everywhere. Think rogue stuff, right? So you have pick and pull, allows you to pick non-magical locks. You have Rain of Blades, which is spending hope to basically rain daggers upon your enemies. It's a very cool card.
I was going to say, it's a really nice, nice ability.
Very, very nice ability. Uncanny Disguise is a lot of fun. So this one allows you to mark a stress and basically change the way that you look.
But the Daggers one is also
really cool.
like, there's potential there. You can make that instead of actual physical daggers.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't have to. Yeah,
your magic.
I can skin that into magic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I am like, man, you really get into like the Arcana cards. That's like what really gets me is the spells, right? Because I think I want to lean more into that. Automatically, I look at something like Wall Walk. And like it just fits with a ribbit, right? Because you're just climbing up things,
right?
I
assume you're taking it.
So it's almost like a given
flavor
because of flavor. You spend a hope to allow a creature to touch and climb on walls, ceilings as easily as they walk on the ground. This lasts until the end of the scene, or until you cast Walk again. That is such a good ability. One, but it's also incredibly thematic, being a climbing arboreal toad.
You're already in the trees and stuff, so
I can't not take this as one of my cards.
Origin.
Yeah, just because it's part of the character. So Wall Walk is a given, like right off the jump.
Yeah.
And I should preface this was I had no idea what these arcane cards really were off the top of my head. I've read all these cards before and I know like most of the abilities, but like off the top of my head, if you would have asked me the 3 tier 1 cards, I couldn't have named them to you. As far as that Arcana is considered, because this is not a class that is on my like to-do list most of the time. So I have 2 left, right? We have Rune Ward. You have a deeply personal trinket, like my brother's necklace, infused with protective magic and wielded as a ward by you or your ally. Describe what it is and why it's important to you. Man, this is like they're trying to get me to choose this one, like right off the jump.
You have to at least read the other card.
Reasons. The ward's holder can spend a hope to reduce incoming damage by 1d8. If the ward die result is an 8, the ward's power ends after the damage it reduces damage this turn. It can be recharged for free on your next rest. So that one is like very strong, tied into the amulets.
Too bad it didn't help your brother.
My brother. Yeah, we didn't know how to use it because he's
still
elemental. He's not primal. And the other one is Unleash Chaos. At the beginning of your session, place a number of tokens equal to your spellcasting trait on this card. Make a spellcast roll against a target within far range, or spend any number of the tokens to channel raw energy from within yourself to unleash against them. On a success, roll a number of d10s equal to the tokens you spent and deal that much magic damage to the target. Mark a stress to replenish this card with tokens up to your spellcasting trait. At the end of each session, clear all unspent tokens. That is really good.
So I assume you're going with the other one.
That is really, really good.
Yep.
And right now, my only weapon is a staff that does 1d6 far. So talking about like actually playing this character, one of these cards is definitely a benefit. The other one, I mean, they're both good cards.
Yeah.
They're both solid cards. But if you want to make this character actually playable, Unleash Chaos is the only way to go, I think, between those two cards. Because either that or Rain of Blades, because we both know that Rain of Blades is a very good card. And I think if this is going to be something that is playable by somebody, we need to at least make it a little bit playable by somebody. Now, if I was playing this character, I would totally be taking the trinket.
But at the end of at the end of the day, are you making it because it's the character you want to make, or are you trying to meta it and trying to make it someone needs? Because I feel like.
So here's the thing.
At the end of the day,
here's the thing.
What would you go with?
So I think that eventually I definitely would take Rune Ward. But thematically speaking, I think Rune Ward makes sense to take it a later level too, because I don't know the power that the amulet that I got from my brother has.
So it's going to come up at some point.
So it's going to come up at some point.
You can always take a level 1 later.
Exactly. So Rune Ward is coming back to me. But as far as like usability of this character in the short term, it comes down between Rain of Blades and Unleash Chaos. And Unleash Chaos is just way more fitting. So I think Unleash Chaos is where we go. And we put Rune Blades off to the side. So that way we have the ability to walk on any surface as a climbing toad would. And we also have a cool magic ability that, you know, this is going to be a character to be reckoned with regardless. Because, I mean, that's a lot of damage right off the jump. Especially when you have some extra hit points from that giant kind of in your back lines. So, yeah, I like Unleash Chaos and I like Wall Walk. I think those are both very, very solid choices for this character. And then finally, we have the option to save this character. And if you click save this character,
your 7 never popped up.
The thing says rolling duality dice, and then boom, we get to see Rentapia. And we get a very cool looking character sheet right here in front of us that has all of our fun stuff. This is the first time that I have actually seen this before. So I'm going to spin it so you can actually take a look because it's quite impressive looking. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, yeah, this is really nice. Oh, they even have art for
the layout
staff and armor.
Is very, very cool. We do have art for the
now,
items
it's not
that
the
we have
official,
on here.
like, you know, core rulebook art and stuff, but it doesn't need to be. I mean,
no, but it doesn't need to be, and it looks really good. So you have your name at the top. You know, you have your obviously your level, your information. Then you have all of your abilities. So your agility, your strength, your finesse, your instinct, your presence, and your knowledge right there in the forefront. Your proficiency is right at the top here. Your experiences are up here if you click on them.
You can adjust them.
You can adjust them. You can edit them on the fly.
Experiences. There's a rolling dice function.
Yep. To the left, you have your evasion. You have your armor. You have your armor slots very visible. So you can go ahead and click one of those and it fills it in. You get a little pop-up that says armor score marked, which is really cool. Same thing with our hit points. So I can see my thresholds now are 6 and 12 because my armor is equipped. Our hit points are right here. I can easily mark them and they're very, very visible. Same thing with stress and our hope. All that is very visible. I like how the hope has like a slight glow to the icon. That's really cool. I do like that. Coming down a little bit, you get to our inventory. You can see our bags that we have, which is none. Our chests, there's none as far as our gold is considered. We can just see our handful. And you can see our straight up inventory right here, which is really cool. So I have my family heirloom that I don't know the power of yet, my health potion, basic supplies, rope, and torch. Right here, very easily have my ancestry and community. I can see both of my abilities. So I'm only seeing my top level giant for the endurance, and I'm seeing my bottom level ribbit for my long tongue. I got my class here, which is really cool. I can see all of my my class abilities right here. Same thing. With my origin, I can come down here and I can see the abilities of that as well. And then I can see my cards, which those are a different color than class abilities and sub abilities, which is really cool. I like how that looks because it's just very like like over there.
Yeah.
And it actually shows your full loadout. So I see 2 cards, right? So I see Unleash Chaos and Wall Walk, and then we have 3 empty loadout slots. So that would represent my loadout at higher levels when I have, you know, all the cards that I would normally have.
Something else I like here is that at the very top, where your domains are listed, it tells your spellcast trait right there and what the modifier is. And at the bottom, underneath the total, you know, what you can have in your loadout, your 5 right there, it has your vault. So it'll have your vault card stored. It also shows how much stress you have available in case you want to do a recall and swap one of those. And that information is right there ready for you.
That's nice. I'm glad you pointed that out because I did not see that. That's really cool. It looks like I can pull up the entire vault if I wanted to. So there's a show and hide button so you can see the rest of your vaulted cards. If you
I like
really
that it can be hid too.
Yeah,
like
you can
just
hide
for
it.
like, you know, cleaning up your page.
We have our backgrounds and our connections.
Can you test something for me really quick?
What's up?
Can you drag and drop these wherever you want? If you grab the little, not those specifically, but the little.
Oh, you're talking about the actual like.
So we're on iPad OS. So if you grab that little corner there,
there's like the little corner.
Yes.
So you can reorganize these windows.
Yep.
Very cool. Yeah. So at the top right of every single one of these windows is the little 3 dots. Or actually 6 dots is like 2 lines of 3 that denotes being able to be dragged. So if you click that, you can move these around. So if you don't like the way things are like organized here, like it's very easy for you to bring like I would probably take my domain cards and shift them to the far left, and then put my class abilities and my origin abilities like all on the left for me, because that's what I like to see. I like to see like my options for moves.
But I like that that's even a thing.
Yeah, and I like my inventory to be on the right-hand side, just generally speaking, when it comes to cards or like layouts and stuff like that. So I like that. That's really, really cool.
I like that all of the information for stuff like your background and everything, those connections and things can be edited on the fly here. You don't have to go into an edit page separately. We do have connections that we haven't actually, there's no other players.
Yeah, there's no other
so
players.
We haven't made any connections yet or anything, but it's there and ready for you.
Yeah.
And at the top, before you started scrolling down, there was some more information, little side pages, it looked like.
Oh,
we're going through some tippy tappies.
I was trying to get the keyboard to go away.
He's just clicking buttons. So notes and rest and downtime. If you click on those,
okay, I like that. So rest and downtime. Okay, so this is cool. Yep, you have your projects over here. So you can work on a project.
And you can track your project, which is important.
Yep, so you can track all your projects. Take a short rest, take a long rest, and then you choose your moves from a drop-down list. And you have all of your moves here, which is really, really nice. Let's see here. Free swap reminder. During a rest, players may move domain cards between loadout and vault for free. That's cool to have on here. And then down here, you have some cooldown stuff. So reminders on what to refresh. So that's kind of cool. I like all of that. What's under notes? So notes is a journal. So this allows you to just put in journal notes.
Cool.
Yep. Just putting in
journal
notes.
Still nothing on actually describing your character, though.
Yeah, so that's what I was hoping to see. I was hoping we were going to see like under general maybe, like could you add a tab or something like that?
Yeah. Now, is it already on boring or is it on visual?
Oh, no, it was on boring. So if
you
you click visual, we have artwork here.
Now, it looks like they haven't gone through and added in artwork for everything yet.
No.
And it's not identical.
It's not identical
to the official artwork, but it looks like they're trying to go for that vibe. They're getting the color scheme and stuff. But I absolutely no shade on Heart of Daggers for not, having full art for everything yet. It's awesome that they're even doing it at all. Going out of their way to add art to all these things. But cool that that's an option.
Yeah, so you do that and it shows you like a lot of cards. I do like boring mode, honestly.
Oh, it's great.
I think boring mode is exactly where everything you need to be is. I think the only thing that I would change here would be, it would be really cool because these all seem to be like modular windows, to be able to add a notes window on this main page would, I think, be pretty beneficial.
Yeah. So I really like that you're going through this and that you seem to be having such a positive experience with Heart of Daggers so far, because I want to do an episode one of these days on a review of the Demiplane experience. And I'm going to pick that up on there and go through that and everything. And I'm glad we have this comparison now.
Yeah.
Because Demiplane is not free. You have to purchase the digital version of the book on there, which obviously Great.
Yeah.
They should be getting some money from this, and you'll be getting the full rule. All the information you'll ever need. Demi-Plane also allows you to use any of the things that are in the void, so we'll be able to use the playtest stuff, and it's constantly updated for all that. So we're gonna get a slightly different experience. We'll have the official art and all that stuff then. But is that all gonna be worth? The cost of entry.
The cost of entry versus something like this.
Yeah, the straightforward and clean quality that we've gotten from Heart of Dagger so far.
Yeah. So far, this is pretty cool. I gotta say, I like this whole setup. I like how easy it was to build the character in here. It was pretty flawless, honestly. I think I said there's like little notes that we made here and there, like the missing descriptions. I think it's pretty much the only real glaring.
Is there
feature.
a way from that you see right now? I know this is the first time either of us have interacted with Heart of Daggers. Do you see a way to set up a campaign or adventure or something for like your GM to interact with that?
So at the top here, we have options for encounters, campaigns, characters, adventures, GM screen, and homebrew vault. So I believe if we go to campaign here, you can create a first campaign or you can join a campaign. So on here you can join, and then you can create a campaign. So I'm assuming that once you do this, which we will have to test this, like later, I'm assuming you'll be able to have it like set up to where, like the GM is going to be able to have access to information just like we've seen in stuff like D&D Beyond eventually. Yeah. And if I go to the character selection, you can see the character that I just created. And in here I can share it because as one of the options you can do in the beginning. I don't know if I said this, whether or not you make this character public or not. So if you make a character, you can mark it for anybody to use, so that way anybody can pick it up and use it versus you just being able to use it. So yeah, it does appear that there is a campaign function in here, which is really cool. And then a GM screen function.
I'm also on that page. There is very a lot cool. to it.
It looks like you can set up to 5 screens.
Yep. The other one of them is pre-filled out. The other ones are not.
Yeah. And then they just information on it. So this one has quick reference for abilities that people can do. There's traits examples, hope and fear stuff that you can do with those things. Dice rolls as far as how to make something complicated or not complicated. Spotlighting adversaries rules. Using armor. Resting templates. Conditions. That's a huge one. I love conditions. When I made my own GM screen for the last game, I got to pick the information because obviously I was printing pages and putting it on my own GM screen. Things like conditions are it's good to have that right there, so that's really nice. Overall, I like this a lot.
And this is really neat. Ooh, the encounters. I'm assuming it probably has all right, I'm gonna have to dig into this more later.
Yeah, we'll have to dig into this. But yeah, that is the character that I am going to be submitting. So you guys got to see me make her pretty much from scratch. The only thing I really knew going into this was a giant ribbit.
So I do have to ask, because I know when we started this character, you were leaning towards a they/them pronoun, and then you just referred to them as her. But in some of the description, you've also mentioned you've got the more feminine traits of this frog.
So I think So I'm going with the more feminine presentation of Rentopia, but still using the pronouns they them.
Okay.
I think is what they're going to be essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, they are they them. Yeah, and that's
Rentopia.
That's Rentopia.
Yeah. So now you're gonna have to, flesh out the, your final
wording. So I am going to do. I got to do the wording for the actual posting because a lot of that is stuff that we kind of glossed over because I didn't want to sit here and type out all those sentences and anything like that. But this is officially the character that I'm going to submit to this Premade. Looks like they are how many? So they're doing top 10. So they're going to select 10 characters. Maybe Rentopia might be one of these. Who knows? It would be cool. But, it was fun to do either way.
Absolutely. No.
And I definitely think if you have any interest in making a character, get on this and submit and get your character in a book.
And that means, hey, if nothing else, at the very least, we've got our sorcerer.
Yeah, we have a sorcerer ready for a game here. Like I said, this would be a character that I would actively play. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. So, If you guys have any interest in making one of these yourself, like I said, we'll link it down below. If you want to play Rentopia in your own game, obviously feel free to snag all that and throw it in there. And if you do, let us know. Let us know how your experience with them has been. And yeah, if you want to play Rentopia, talk to us at Gen Con. When we get closer to it, we'll mention, like I said, we're planning on running at least one game, and we'll make sure we have a character sheet ready to go if Rentopia is someone you want to try playing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, hey guys, if you're on audio podcasty places, all those podcatchers out there, 5 stars really appreciated. You too, like and subscribe. If you want to help keep those lanterns there lit even in this rainy weather, your positive affirmations help do that. Also, wave to baby Grogu in the back. He has moved. The pillow is back.
He gets around.
He's just hanging out. Yep. But until next time, y'all, I've been Tyler.
And I've been Richard.
And we've been
True Strike. See ya.
Goodbye. Hey, adventurers. Thanks again for joining us today. Please be sure to give us a follow on your favorite podcasting platforms and YouTube. If there's any questions you'd like to write into the show, you can hit us up on Threads, Blue Sky, or Instagram. New episodes released every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for listening to True Strike.